Hello, Teacher Fit teachers. It is Coach Gina here, and I am so excited to be taking you through your dumbbell workout for today. So what you're gonna need are some dumbbells. You're gonna want a mat and some water close by. That is all that you need to get through your workout today. We have an EMOM, every minute on the minute today, which I will talk about in a little bit more detail once we get through our warm-up. It's 15 minutes. So I promise you, you can work hard for those 15 minutes, feel great, sweaty, and invigorated afterwards. So hope you're ready to get that great workout in. You are gonna need your dumbbells for your workout and your warm-up. So if you don't have them close by, run really quick, grab those so we can get started on that warm-up. I'll warm you up, I'll show you the exercises for today, and then we will take a short break, and then we'll hit right into that workout. All right, so you should have your dumbbells now. So what I would like you to do is go ahead, grab both of them, and then I want you to take your feet underneath your hips, slide your shoulders down to lift up your chest. I want you to push your heels into the ground. I'm gonna count you down from 5. We're gonna go into stiff leg deadlifts in 4, 3, I know I said from 5, 2, and let's go ahead right here. I can't count. I think that if you guys know anything about me at this point, it should be that I cannot count. All right, so on this stiff leg deadlift, what I want you to do is once again, push those heels into the ground. You are hinging at the hip, and I want a nice big glute squeeze. Getting those glutes activated, so important for that posterior chain. In 5 seconds, we're gonna go to a press. In 4, in 3, here's 2, and 1. You just wanna bring those weights overhead. Notice I said press, that means a strict press. No legs. Good news, when we get to the actual workout, I'm gonna let you use your legs. But we wanna get those shoulders nice and warm. Press your feet into the ground. Drive your navel into the spine. Push those weights overhead. 4, 3, 2. We're gonna go into a side raise right here. So still warming up those shoulders. Brace that core. Good. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2. We're gonna drop one weight. We're going into squats, feet outside the hip, toes out slightly, weight at the clavicle, and just drop into those squats. So we're just getting warmed up here. So if you're not quite getting super low into that squat, make that a little bit of a goal. And I want you to dig as deep as you can for now. Slightly push those knees out, brace the core. Make sure our chest is staying up and lifted, not falling forward. Let's go for 5, 4. We're gonna take it on the floor in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead, you can drop that weight. Come on down onto the floor. We're going to go into one of my favorites, glute bridges to start. Feet are close to the glutes, on the floor, lift and lower. Lift and lower. As you push up into this glute bridge, I want you to squeeze the glutes, brace the belly, drive your chest toward your chin. We're gonna keep this for 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's take this into crunches. Arms come up over the head and crunch, and crunch. So on a crunch, you're basically just lifting shoulder blades off of that mat, tucking the chin, thinking about driving rib cage toward hip, but we're not coming into that full sit up yet. That's gonna be in the workout. We're gonna get nice and warm. From here, when I count you down, we're gonna do some alternating leg lifts in 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Feet are gonna come over. I guess it would be alternating leg taps since we're starting knee over hip. I want you to connect your back and your butt to your mat right here, okay? So make sure we're not lifting up the back and the butt. And then start walking your feet out and then walking your feet back in. Let's try that again. Walk the feet out and then walk them back in. One more time with that foot walk. Walk it out. Walk it in and relax. Grab a leg, lift yourself on up, Once you stand up, let's take care of our shoulders by rolling out those shoulders. Good. Interlock. Give me a big stretch on that upper back. Reach, open, and reverse that roll. All right, you guys, we have finished with our warm-up. Let's talk about the workout. As I mentioned, first thing in our intro, this is going to be an EMOM, every minute on the minute. We have 3 exercises. We'll execute the first one for about 55 seconds. I'll give you a 5-second warning so we can switch into the next one. Second exercise, 55 seconds. And third exercise, 55 seconds. Because it is 15 minutes long, that'll be 5 rounds. Okay? So let's talk about each exercise. Your first one, you have 15 hang power cleans. So the only reason you would work for that whole 55 seconds is if you don't get to 15, right? So if you're on 13 and I'm like 55 seconds, cool, that's fine. That's when you transition into the next exercise. But if you hit 15 in that 1 minute block, you rest until the next minute. Okay, so the goal obviously would be to earn that rest as we go along, but I say that cautionally. I just made that word up. Cautionally, whatever. I say that with caution because I would rather you have amazing, amazing form and maybe get 10 out than rush through them and have poor form, okay? So we always, always, always go for function and form over anything else. So even if you're not getting 15 or 20 or whatever the number is, as long as you're doing the great form, thumbs up. All right, so that is my public service announcement for you. So your first minute is a hang power clean. We do these quite a bit in Teacher Fit, so you should be somewhat comfortable with them. Here's what they're gonna look like. The hang comes from your starting position. It's a hang because we're pushing our butt back, we're hinging from the hip. The weights are just about above knee level. You wanna brace the core and squeeze the butt. The weights are gonna stay close to the body as we drive up and catch at the shoulders. It's called a power clean because you're not catching it in a low squat. You're catching it in a high squat with bent knees. So, hinge from the hip, weights just above knee, bracing the core, drive weights up close to the body, and you're catching them at the shoulder. Your first minute, the goal is to get 15 hang power cleans in about 55 seconds. If you hit those 15, you rest. If not, I'll give you 5 seconds to transition. Second minute, push presses. There are 20 of them. Good news, guys, we can use our legs. Yes! I love using my legs in push presses. All right, so that's gonna look like this. You're gonna start at your shoulder. You're gonna drop and push, drop and push. I promise you, you will gain more power by being able to use your legs. So if you have heavier weights, why not grab them, right? This is a great day to go a little heavier. If you finish your 20 push presses in your 1 minute block, you rest. If not, I will give you that 5-second transition time. Last but not least, butterfly sit-ups. So we warmed up our core with some crunches. This is just going to be a full sit-up. Remember, on a butterfly sit-up, you wanna push your feet into the ground and your sit-up posture is really important, okay? So try to remember to come back up to this long spine position. So here's what the full sit-up is gonna look like. You're gonna start elbows at the ears, push your feet into your mat, brace your core, lift all the way up so you come into that long spine. Your goal number on this is also 15, 20, 15. So let's do that one more time. Elbows at the ear, push your feet into the ground, big deep breath, and then you're just sitting yourself up to a nice long spine. All right, that is your workout. 1 minute, 15 hang power cleans. 1 minute, 20 push presses. 1 minute, 15 butterfly sit-ups. And we just go through that for 15 minutes. That's 5 rounds each. All right, gang, go ahead, grab a quick sip of water. Meet me back here on your mat. We're gonna start this workout. We're gonna have fun and get fit. See you in a few minutes, guys. All right, Teacher Fit, we are back for our EMOM, every minute on the minute. We do start with 15 hang power cleans. If you get through your 15, you can rest. 3, 2, here we go. 15 hang power cleans. So we want to start in that hang position, butt back. You want to drive your shoulder blades together, push your heels into the ground. As you bring the weight up the body, you want to keep them close, and then you're landing in a power position, which is a half squat, if you want to call it that, on bent knees, butt back, stand, bring your feet back together, back into that hang position. Brace and catch. Goal is to get to 15. Nice long spine as you're hinging on the hip line. Squeeze your butt cheeks. Have 20 seconds. Brace and breathe. If you haven't gotten your 15 time, take your feet outside your hip. 20 push presses. Now, so let's talk about the push press. Remember, using our legs is a gift. Feet are going to be just outside the hip, toe out slightly, chest is up, push your heels into the ground, drop, squeeze your butt to stand. Take a quick look at my elbows, make sure they are in front of you, never behind. Bracing the core every single time you push that weight up overhead. Goal is 20. If you hit it, rest. If you're still working, I'll stop you at 5 seconds and we can get down on the floor for our butterfly sit-ups. If you're still working, weights down, onto the floor, butterfly sit-ups. We have 15 of them. Let's go. So, remember, on the sit-up part, let's make sure we're not rounding through the back here. Want to keep a nice, long, straight spine. I'm fine if you keep your arms up rather than touching the floor. If it helps you, your option could be a crunch, just like we did in the warm-up, okay? Goal here is to get to 15. If you hit your 15 already, you're resting. If you're still working, I will stop you at 5 seconds to stand back up, back into those 15 hang power cleans. All right, if you're still working, rest, stand, pick up your weights, 15 power clean, hang power cleans. So, we're starting with that hinge, butt back, long spine. Push your weight into the heel as you drive weight up, landing in that half squat, butt back. Reset by stepping those feet back together. Very important to brace the core. 15 is your goal number, and if you hit it before time, you are resting. Otherwise, I'll give you that little transition time. Brace and breathe. Chest stays up. How we doing out there? Stay strong. Try to get to those 15. But remember, form first. If you're still working, rest. Feet outside the hip. 20 push press. Go. So, on the push press, use your legs. Drive down, brace the core, push up. One thing I see in my live classes a lot, weights are here, putting a lot of pressure on your low back. Bring those elbows forward. You're gonna feel your core have to stabilize more. but we want to work our core, right? We don't want to put that in the low back. Brace hard, elbows just in front of you. If you've already hit your 20, you're resting. If you're not quite there, you have 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Let's get down into our butterfly sit-up here, guys. Feet together. Push your feet into the ground. Lay back. Drive up. Rib cage toward the hip. And then long, straight spine as you sit up. Brace and breathe. Option, you can bend those knees. You can bend the knees here, and you can turn this into a crunch. You are still getting amazing work as long as you continue to drive rib cage toward the hip. Don't forget to slightly tuck the chin so we're not looking behind us. If you've already reached your 15, rest. Otherwise, now is your rest. Standing up, preparing for those hang power cleans. Go, 15 of them. Hinge from the hip, weight stays close to body, brace the core, catch in a low squat, or a high squat, excuse me. If you hit your 15, rest. If you're still working, keep working. Brace your core, weights close to body. All right, transition time. Everybody transition. 20 push press, go. If you finish, rest it out. If you're still working, I see you. Stay in that work. If you're resting, sip water. We're preparing for those sit-ups. If you're still working, you have 3, 2. All right, team, everybody rest. Onto the mat. Feet together. Butterfly sit-ups, let's go. 15. If you have a mirror, check it when you get to the top. Are you here or are you here? I really want you to focus on trying to end the movement here. It might take some practice. Also, if you find that you get rug or rash burn on your tailbone, really focus on pushing those feet into the ground as you come up. If you're already at 15, rest. If you're still working, 4, 3, 2, stand up. Hang power cleans, guys. There they are. Hinge, catch, high squat. Hinge, catch, high squat. Brace your core hard. Sit your butt back. Bend your knees on that landing. Remember, on that hinge, weights are hanging. That's where the hang power clean comes from. Brace everything hard. Give me a tight glute squeeze. Drive weights up. Catch, reset. If you hit your 15, go ahead and rest. Otherwise, you have about 20 seconds left to get there. 4, 3, 2, everybody rest. Feet outside the hip, 20 push press. Go. You can even shorten that range a little. Your weights are really heavy and you don't want to get stuck in that hole. Push press, it does not necessarily have to be a full squat. If you're still working, you have about 15 seconds to get to 20, and then we go into those butterfly sit-ups. Keep working, push your heels into the ground, brace that core hard. All right, team, 4, 3, 2, let's go. On the floor, butterfly sit-ups, 1 minute, go. 15. "15 seconds. Try to get as close as you can, always keeping great form. Once you hit your 15, you can rest. If you're still working, 3, 2, 1, hang power clean, starts now. You guys, this is our last round. Last round of all 3. Stay strong. Brace that core. Once you hit your 15, rest it out. Water. If you're still working, last round, last round. Let's try to get it right to 15. All right, you're gonna rest in 4, 3, 2, transitioning into push press, feet outside hip, go. Brace your core hard. 20 of these. Last time. If you want, get a little deeper in that squat. That's up to you. Once you hit 15, once you hit 20, my apologies, 20 on the push press. Once you hit 20, rest. Breathe. If you're still working, keep working to that 20. Come on, you got this. Yes, you can, yes, you will. All right, we transition in 5, 4, 3, 2, everyone on their mat. Last round of 15 butterfly push-ups. Go. Sit-ups. My goodness. What is wrong with me today? Butterfly sit-ups. Option is still that crunch. I really want you to get these. So even if it means taking that option and getting to your 15, keep working until you hit 15 or until you get as close as you possibly can. Let's not give up on our last round. "10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and time. Whoo, yes. All right, since you're on the floor, go ahead, lie back, grab your knees into your chest, and just rock side to side here a little bit. Stretch, stretch. From here, drop one leg so the heel and sole of the foot is on the floor, and then the other leg is gonna come up. Give me a roll out of that ankle, and then we're gonna take that leg, we're gonna drop so the ankle is just below the knee or above the knee, depending on how you look at your leg, and then grab in. We're gonna open up those hips, really nice stretch. Also in the hamstring, getting in that meaty glute. Good, just hold that for 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's go ahead, switch everything. So opposite foot flat on the floor, other leg comes up. We're gonna give a rotation around on that ankle. Good, you can switch directions if that feels good. And then you're gonna take that leg, dropping just below that knee, grabbing through that window. You might find one side is a little tougher than the other, and that's okay, that's normal. Feeling a nice stretch through the hip, hamstring, glute. Breathing, letting that heart rate come down. You can untangle your legs, pull those knees toward the body, releasing the low back. Just breathe. All right, I'm gonna flip you over. What you're gonna do next is a child's pose. So go ahead, drop your butt onto your heels. Since we have our dumbbells out, let's take one weight out in front of us, reach those hands, grabbing onto the dumbbell, getting a nice extra lat stretch in here. This is also beautiful on your low back. Bracing, breathing. Good, so from here, what I'm gonna have you do is come into a tabletop stance, tuck your toes, push up into a downward dog. The goal here is to push your heels close to the ground, stretching out those calves, stretching out low back, stretching out hamstrings. Breathing while we're here. How are we doing out there? 5, 4, 3, 2. I want you to drop back down to your knees, drop back into that child's pose. Weight can be optional here. If you'd like to grab towards that weight to get a little extra lat stretch, please feel free. But if you just want to sit and relax in this pose, you're welcome to do that as well. Good. All right, team, let's come on up to a seated position. Open up the arms. Let's roll out those shoulders. And then we're gonna interlock. We're gonna push, reach, reach, reach all the way to the top, like you're pushing your ceiling away. If you're outside, pushing the sky away. If you're outside, I'm jealous. Mid-November here in Virginia. Starting to get a little chilly outside. Side, center, side, center, open, reverse that roll. You guys are amazing. As always, I'm very proud of you. That was a tough workout. I hope you feel so great afterwards. Drink your water. Drop us a line on the Teacher Fit app, on Instagram. Let us know how you're doing. We love hearing from you. Have a great day, guys.